you, Gwen. All right. Okay. A lot of speeches, great speeches, all about being there, being at the table, being counted, standing up, having a voice. And it's the reason why I'm going to read this letter that was placed up on the Facebook in the internet regarding the murder of Jorge Steven Lopez Mercado in Puerto Rico. And I contacted, the young man's name is Christopher Pagan. He let the world know what happened there, okay? And it was his bravery, standing up, speaking out, being counted, that told the world what happened in a little small town, Calle, Puerto Rico, okay? And I'm just going to read the letter. I said, my name is Christopher Pagan. I am 24 years old, raised in New York, and have been living in Puerto Rico since the age of 18. On November 13th, the body parts of Jorge Steven Lopez Mercado were found on the side of an isolated road in Calle, Puerto Rico. Immediately, the notion that this victim was gay started to circle the local Puerto Rican community. As soon as I saw a name, I searched for it on Facebook and saw what was a cyber shrine of messages indicating rest in peace, you will be missed. As soon as news broke out, the gay community began to demand information on the case. On Saturday, more information was given as to who it was and that he had been beaten, burned, decapitated, and dismembered. Once the news aired on television, the police officer at the time, before knowing what we know now about the murder, said that when one chooses this sort of lifestyle, those types of things could happen. The gay community was offended that on a Puerto Rican radio, television, we were called out and marginalized that deserve whatever we get, as a 19-year-old was asking to be murdered in a gruesome manner. I was compelled by all the messages left on his profile, but at the same time they angered me and fueled me. I never met Jorge, but I doubted at that moment that messages on Facebook is what he wanted. What he wanted was justice and action. I took it upon myself to immediately write a letter of SOS nationwide and worldwide. I had stayed up until 6 a.m. Monday morning, sending out to gay and straight media sites, networks, celebrity activists, as well as human rights organizations. During the entire process of doing so, I became tired and stressed. A voice in my head was telling me that I was wasting my time on a cause that no one outside of Puerto Rico would care about. What I did not understand is why I was persistent in doing so. I felt as if someone was pulling me by my ears and telling me to go on until my fingers went numb. 6 o'clock approached. I even caught myself falling asleep onto my keyboard. It was time for bed. Around 9 a.m., I am awakened by constant ringtones. My iPhone. Mind you, for me to wake up once I'm sleeping, it has to be an orchestra of ringtones. I was receiving emails from New York, Miami, California, Texas, Atlanta, Chicago, Canada, and even Belgium, thanking me for getting the news out to the world, and that they would post the article I had placed on iReport's CNN, where one can place news that is not being made public. I was confused. This was only a few hours ago. Suddenly my letter of help was being posted and placed on front page features of 365gay.com, advocate.com, and other mainstream websites, saying that a cry for help from Christopher Pagan must go out. Suddenly 10 websites became 20, then 50, then hundreds. The world then knew who Jorge Steven Lopez Mercado was. Even radio stations were emailing me for info and thoughts and wanting interviews. Suddenly Puerto Rico and its LGBT were put on the map, and the world was watching and waiting. And the Sunday I had posted my letters, the local PR media spoke absolutely nothing about this crime. On Monday, it was changed. It was front page news. The LGBT around the world The LGBT around the world were united together to fight and denounce hate, and show Puerto Rico that they cared. Jorge's killer was found hours later, which is very unheard of in Puerto Rico, and it's murders. The constant pressure and press worldwide forced the local government to act and obligated the local authorities to bring justice to this crime. And I might add, as a note, an update that the hate crime bill that was signed in October is a factor in this. It still has not been declared officially a hate crime, but the FBI is investigating and on tracking what is being done by the locals. So if that time comes, I'm sure we'll have the announcement of it. The LGBT community of Puerto Rico is completely touched and amazed by the support and love that it has received worldwide. Jorge managed to unite a community, an island, a nation, a planet. He has high hopes to become an important figure. He had high hopes to become an important figure in beauty and fashion. Not one negative comment has been made by his friends and loved ones. All have said that all they can remember is laughing constantly with him and his charismatic persona. He always dreamt of being an important figure. Well, now Jorge is an icon, a messenger of change. He will change the way people see bigotry and brutal acts of hate. I never met Jorge, but I can tell you that I feel like he's sitting next to me every second of the day. Even as I write this letter with tears in my eyes, I can feel his presence, feeling that justice was served for him and many others that have suffered this fate. Jorge is the story. I am the messenger that made sure it was heard and read. Okay, and just to, but the message that has been said tonight from all the speakers, okay, and it's something that he ended this letter with, and it's what I'm going to end this with. Always remember that the most powerful asset in this world is your voice. God bless the world, and God bless the legacy, the spirit of Jorge.